Okay, so let's be real for a sec. Have you ever had, like, this epic trip in mind? Like, maybe exploring Machu Picchu, right? Or finally getting that cafe au lait. I mean, not cafe au lait. What is it?
A cafe latte.
Yes, a cafe latte and, like, a cute little roaming cafe. But then, bam! You check those flight prices and you're like, oof.
It's a total buzzkill, right? Like instantly deflated.
Totally. But hold on. What if I told you there are ways, like actual strategies to make those dream trips happen, even if you aren't, rolling in dough?
Oh, I'm all ears.
Right. So today we are diving deep into this episode. It's in Spanish, by the way. Planificación financiera para el viajero abundante, which basically means financial planning for the abundant traveler.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Abundant Traveler has a nice ring to it.
Right. And this episode is seriously packed with good advice, like really actionable stuff.
Awesome. So it's not about just, spending less. It's about that mindset of abundance. Like, how do you maximize what you've got to make the most of those travel experiences?
Exactly. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
Love it.
Okay, so Denis and Maru, they had some seriously smart tips about planning.
Hmm.
And yeah, obviously booking in advance is key.
Right. Everyone knows that.
Exactly. But they were talking about next level planning. Have you ever used those price alert apps for flights?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like Skyscanner or Google Flights.
Yes, those are the ones. So they were saying those are essential. You put in your dates and your destination and boom, it does all the work for you.
Totally. And then you get that notification, prices have dropped. It's like instant gratification.
Right. And it's so much better than obsessively checking every day, which, let's be honest, we've all done it.
Hmm.
But here's the thing. I never really thought about being flexible with your dates.
Oh, huge, huge difference maker there.
Denis and Maru, they were saying even changing by a day or two.
Oh, absolutely. Supply and demand, right? Like Tuesday flights are way cheaper than Friday.
Yes. I always forget about that. We get stuck on those weekend trips, but if you can swing a midweek.
And this is where those apps come in handy because they can show you, the price difference very clearly.
It's true. It's true. And speaking of those apps, okay, this is kind of a wild one, but they mentioned those mystery destination options. Have you ever?
Oh my gosh, I love those. I haven't done it yet, but it's on my list. It's like the ultimate surprise.
Right. It's like you give them your budget and maybe some basic preferences like beach or city, and then surprise.
Totally. It takes all the pressure off of planning,
Yeah.
And it really fits with that whole abundant travel idea, being open to anything.
Yes, 100%. Okay, so we've talked flights, we've talked mystery trips,
Mhm.
but what about where you actually stay once you get there? Because that's another place where things can get pricey. I feel like we always get stuck in that hotel trap.
Totally. It's like, okay, splurge on a fancy hotel or cram into a hostel.
Exactly. But Denis and Maru, they had some really cool alternative ideas.
Mm.
Have you ever considered those home exchange things?
Oh, yeah. Like you swap houses with someone in, I don't know, the south of France. So cool.
I know. So much more unique than a hotel. And they were talking about Airbnb too, obviously. But then they mentioned volunteering for lodging.
Wait, really? Tell me more.
Right. It's like you volunteer somewhere. Maybe it's like an organic farm or at a hostel even. And in exchange.
Free place to stay. That's amazing. It's like the ultimate budget travel hack.
And you get that real local experience too, which is priceless.
Totally. Like couch surfing.
Oh, yeah. There's another good one. So many options.
That's like the whole sharing economy thing, right?
Yeah,
So cool to see it applied to travel.
definitely. And it all comes back to being mindful, I think. About your spending overall,
Yeah.
which Denis and Maru also talked about.
Yes, because it's so easy to get caught up in the moment.
Mhm.
Oh, I need that souvenir. Oh my God, yes. I'm like, the worst for that. But
Yeah.
they were saying, really think about your purchases, prioritize experiences.
Exactly. Because will you remember more,
Right.
like a keychain or that incredible meal you had?
100%. Memories over things, always.
And that's really what abundant travel is all about, isn't it? It's not about deprivation. It's about making those smart choices.
Yes, it's about stretching your budget further by being thoughtful and intentional with your spending so you can have those amazing trips.
And come home with incredible stories.
Exactly. So basically, if you want to travel more and actually make it happen, that episode is a goldmine.
Financiero abundante for the win.
Yes. And hey, maybe learning a little Spanish along the way doesn't hurt either. Right.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into abundant travel. Huge thanks to our expert for breaking it all down.
Anytime.
And to all of you listening, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any of these tips? Let us know on social media, and until next time, happy travels.